We've discussed the different forms of tobacco and the prevalence of tobacco use in the U.S. We've discussed the evidence showing the increased risk of mortality for smoking and the benefits of not smoking as well as quitting. But what is actually the role of tobacco in causing health problems? Let's take a closer look. We're going to look at two pathways whereby tobacco use causes its damage. One is for heart disease and the other is for cancer. Let's start with heart disease. Atherosclerosis is considered the basic mechanism causing heart disease and stroke. Atherosclerosis is the buildup of plaque in the arteries that leads to clots that cut off blood supply to the heart and brain, leading to heart attack and stroke. Atherosclerosis is a complicated process, and tobacco use affects and contributes to all of the steps in the development of plaque. First of all, tobacco causes oxidative stress on the body. Oxidative stress is when you introduce into the body something that's called a free radical. A free radical is a compound that's missing an electron, and it wants nothing more than to grab an electron wherever it can find it. In the process of trying to acquire electrons, free radicals do tremendous amounts of damage to the body tissues. Smoking causes oxidative stress by introducing free radicals into the body. This oxidative stress, in turn, causes damage to the lining of the arteries, or the endothelial lining. This causes endothelial dysfunction. The endothelium is the lining that coats the arteries. If it starts to malfunction, it means it can allow plaque to start forming on its surface, and it can allow cholesterol and inflammatory models to cross its membrane and stick to the walls of the artery. Atherosclerosis is also promoted by inflammation, and the oxidative stress caused by tobacco promotes inflammation. Tobacco also raises LDL cholesterol. LDL is the bad cholesterol, which is a component of the plaques that form in arteries. And finally, tobacco causes platelet dysfunction, and it causes an increased risk of a propensity to clot. So what this does is it means that platelets are more likely to stick together, get stuck on a plaque, and cause a complete blockage. You can see there's multiple steps to the pathway of blood clots, and tobacco is affecting negatively all of these steps, promoting them and the development and progression of heart disease and stroke. The other major way that tobacco causes damage is as a carcinogen. You can see by this infographic that there are over 7,000 chemicals in cigarette smoke, and that 70 of these are carcinogens. What this means is when you inhale tobacco smoke, you basically deposit cancer-causing elements in all of the tissues of the body. Cancer-causing elements work by damaging DNA and damaging the processes of repair that are involved when DNA is damaged. If DNA is damaged and we're not able to repair it, we can get replication errors. We can turn off the signal in our cells that tells cells to stop dividing. And that uncontrolled cell division is what causes tumors and progression of cancer, as well as metastases. So you can see there are two major pathways whereby tobacco causes damage. One, in the development and progression of plaques, and two, in the introduction of cancer-causing elements into the body, as well as impairment of the repair processes that would normally repair damage to DNA.